Welcome to the Wealthy Woman's Podcast, a podcast for high-achieving women who are great at making money but struggle to build wealth. You'll learn how to take control of your money, increase your net worth, and make more. Ladies, it's time to create a life with more money and more freedom. Let's dive in. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. And guess what? Today, we are talking about the B word, the dreaded B word. Listen, I've heard you all loud and clear. You do not like budgeting. The thought of budgeting makes you cringe. You don't like budgeting because you feel like it's constraining and restrictive. And you think it puts a limit on you and what you can spend. You think that budget means sacrifice. And honestly, if I had the same thoughts about budgeting as you all have, I would not be where I am today. And I wouldn't want to budget either. So hopefully, after today's episode, you will have a different outlook on budgeting. You will have a different perspective and you will be willing to give it a try, because the truth is a budget is a roadmap to help you reach your financial goals. And in my coaching programs and with my clients, we use the terminology spending plan, because truly that's what it is. It's a plan for how you are going to spend your money, and you are the one in charge of deciding how you want to spend your money. So I want to offer that all of those thoughts you have about budgeting are just that. They're thoughts. They're not facts. And you can actually change the way you think about it so that you can start to use it and begin to benefit from the beauty of having a plan for your money. So here's how I define a budget. It's a plan for what I'm going to do with my money that I create ahead of time. And this is super important. Creating a plan for your money ahead of time, which means you plan it before you even receive the money, is important because that means you're putting your prefrontal cortex in charge of your finances. And when you do that, that is when you make the best decisions for yourself. That's when you're thinking about your well-being now and in the future, and not just thinking about instant gratification and what you want in the moment. When you do not plan your spending ahead of time, when you do not create a budget ahead of time, what you're doing is leaving your primitive brain in charge of your money. And we do not want our primitive brain in charge of our money. That's like leaving a toddler in charge of the house. You don't want to do that. You want an adult in charge, and that is kind of what your prefrontal cortex is. It's the adult part of your brain, and it can make the best decisions for what's best for you now and in the future. So what I'm going to do here is just break down the process that you can go through every single month so that you can create a non-restrictive, realistic spending plan or budget that you'll actually want to follow, and one that will feel good, one that will feel liberating, one that you'll be kind of excited about. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing you're going to do is just pick a day that you're going to do your spending plan or budget. So I highly recommend you choose a day that's at the end of the month. So let's say it's the end of September and you're going to create your spending plan for October. You just literally just pick a day. Some people like to pick the last Saturday of the month or the last Sunday of the month, and you sit down and you actually carve out time and you make it happen. You could even decide, hey, every fourth Saturday of the month, I'm going to sit down after I make my coffee. I'm going to sit at my kitchen table and I'm going to create my plan, my spending plan for the next month. That can become your routine. That can become your habit. It's always nice when you can couple something that you really want to do consistently with something that you already do. So if you're already making coffee on a Saturday morning, you can couple creating your spending plan with that so that you can make sure that it actually happens. Number 2, you want to actually sit down and think about the month ahead of you. You don't want to do this from a place of guessing or just making stuff up. You want to do it from knowledge. You want to do it from what you actually think you're going to spend your money on and how much money you're actually going to make. So when you're thinking about that month, the first thing you want to do is calculate your income for the month. For many of you, this number will be the same. For some of you, it fluctuates. Even if you get paid every 2 weeks, it might fluctuate because there are 2 months out of the year that you will get an extra check. So you want to think about that specific month and what will be coming in income-wise that month. And if you get a commission or a bonus and you're not sure exactly how much that's going to be, you can guesstimate, but do your best to be as accurate as possible. Then once you have your income all set, you kind of know what you're working with, then I highly recommend that you start thinking about your expenses and you think about them in like 3 different buckets. So the first bucket will be your fixed cost bucket. This is probably going to be your biggest bucket, and it will include things that are fixed costs, like your mortgage, your utilities, your groceries, things that you pay for every single month. Some months you may have more or less depending on how your bills are paid. For instance, for me, I pay my water bill every quarter. So some months I have a water bill, but most months I don't. So I would need to think about, okay, is this the month I need to pay my water bill? Another thing you may want to think about is insurance. Some of us pay our insurance yearly. Some of us pay it quarterly. Some of us pay it every 6 months. So we really want to think about what we have going on that particular month. This is why I don't recommend that you just try to use the same spending plan month after month after month, because even though most things are the same, there will be some differences and you don't want to miss out on those. So once you figure out that amount of money, that is your fixed cost. And I highly recommend that you add, a little cushion to that. So maybe a couple extra $100 so that just in case you miss something, especially when you first start doing this, you may miss a thing or two, you will be covered with that cushion. So the next bucket I'd like for you to think about will be for your savings. So this can be for savings. This can be for post-tax retirement savings. This can be for vacations, for your emergency fund, or whatever you may be saving for. And you really want to make that decision ahead of time as well, so that when you get paid, you can just make it happen. You can do it automatically, or you can schedule transfers. But you want to decide how much you're going to be saving, or otherwise you won't save, right? If you don't decide intentionally ahead of time, chances are you won't save. And I think that you should always, always, always be saving. Even if you have a goal of getting out of debt, there's still room for you to be saving something on a monthly basis. So now let's talk about that third bucket. That third bucket will be for your spending money. This is the money that you get to do whatever you want with. You get to go out with it, go out to dinner, pay for kids' extracurricular activity, or anything else that you want to spend this money on. This is where you get to enjoy life, right? So this is why I am a big proponent of creating a realistic spending plan, one that includes not only your fixed expenses and savings, but also some money so that you can live life and enjoy it to the fullest. And pretty much whatever is left over can go to this third bucket. Okay. Now, if you find yourself in a situation where you're not able to do much beyond your fixed costs, then that means that you either have one or two problems. Either you have an income problem or you have an expense problem, which is also known as a spending problem. So if you find that you just don't make enough money, then I highly recommend that you go and listen to episodes number 15, 16, and 17. That is where I talk about earning more money. I believe that all of us have the potential to earn a lot more money than we're currently earning. In those 3 episodes, I go deep into that. But if you find that you make plenty of money, but you just have no idea where it's all going and you're overspending and you really want to get control of your money so that you can start building wealth and really living and enjoying life to the fullest, I invite you to book an interest call with me to talk about how I can help you to really get your finances on track so that you are building wealth and enjoying life, so that you have that freedom and that peace that you really long for, and so that you can build that generational wealth that you desire. All you have to do is go to the show notes. The link is there. You can book an interest call and we can talk about if working together is a good fit. So if you make good money and you just don't know where it's going and you need help, support, and accountability and guidance, then I would love to have a conversation with you to see if we're a good fit to work together. Okay, so once you've determined your buckets and where all your money is going to go for the month, what's left next is to actually follow through with that plan. But this should be fairly simple to do because everything is taken care of. Your fixed costs are taken care of. Your savings and investing is taken care of. Your spending for enjoyment is taken care of. You truly are building wealth and enjoying life when you create a spending plan like this that's non-restrictive and realistic. One that you are in charge of, one that you created, one that has everything that's important to you in it, one that is a guide that is going to help you to reach your financial goals. Why wouldn't you want to follow something like this? Why wouldn't you want to have a roadmap like this? Major corporations, they have budgets. Tesla has a budget. Apple has a budget. So why not you? Why wouldn't you want a plan that's going to help you to reach your financial potential, that's going to help you to reach your financial goals, and that's going to help you to live life to the fullest? So if you are interested in getting help with actually creating your own spending plan, and not only that, but going further than that so that you can build wealth and have complete control of your money and reach financial goals and build that generational wealth that I spoke of earlier, then I invite you to book an interest call. Go to the show notes, click on that link, and I would love to talk to you to see if working together is a good fit. Okay? That is what I have for you all. I hope that you now have an open mind about creating a budget or a spending plan so that you can actually start to get traction with your finances so that you can take control and really build wealth. All right, I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, before you go, if you're ready to create a life with more money and more freedom, then you're invited to join the Wealthy Woman's Academy, my signature coaching program where you'll learn how to take control of your money and build wealth without sacrificing your lifestyle. To get started, head on over to jermainefoley.com/WWA. That's Jermaine with a G. See you over there. Bye-bye.